Alrighty, y'all. We're gonna Joe's Retro World. Today is part 3 of can I integrate my PlayStation 2 Slim into a CRT television. Alright, so let me give you some updates where I'm at. So I had originally got this PlayStation 2 Slim and I started with this one. And I went ahead and desoldered the controller ports, and as you can see, I've done a horrible job desoldering it. All I had was the copper iron, the copper wick that you use for small jobs, but for this one, I really should have used, a soldering gun, but I don't have the money for that, so I did it like this. Now, I was able to remove it, but I cut traces. There are small traces right here on this board that are like hair thin, smaller than a hair. And so I kind of ruined some of them, I believe. And yeah, so I couldn't get it to work. No matter what I was doing, I just couldn't get it to work. And in the first run around, when I plugged up the memory card, the free McBoot, to the, memory card slot, it blew up. It literally popped. Okay? Burned, smoked, all that good stuff. So I had to go back and redo it. And so after all those trial and errors, I just ended up having to get my second PlayStation 2 Slim that worked perfectly and go ahead and use that as a donor myself toward my project. It sucks because I bought it for $5 and I'm never gonna be able to get another PlayStation 2 Slim for $5 that work perfectly. Maybe if I keep looking, hopefully, but yeah. So here is the second PlayStation 2 Slim. This one I decided not to desolder the controller port and the memory card slot. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it, and instead I went ahead and just soldered directly to the solder joints, that they are from the factory. I went ahead and just put new flux, a little bit of new solder on there, and I started soldering all the cables directly to it underneath the board. Okay, so it's still intact. These memory card and controller ports still work. Okay, but now I'm able to extend them out. Okay, and over here I have controller 1 already soldered up, all the wires nice and zip tied together. Got it heat shrinked over here so they can stay on. They don't pull off. Trying to make it as pretty as I can. And yeah, these work perfectly. I already tested it. Free McBoot, everything. And I went ahead and updated my free McBoot memory card that I had made myself. I went ahead and updated it to the latest firmware, the 1.966, something like that. So yeah, my controller works for port 1 and the memory card. And I played some games and it worked perfectly. So now I'm in the process of finishing up controller port number 2. Here are the wires. And I wanted to go ahead and just solder a couple of wires in, just to show you how I do it and what it's all involved. And if it wasn't for my new soldering iron station, and right there you see this one, I never could have done this project. You really do need better equipment. If you don't, it just really complicates things, and you're not going to be able to do a good job at all. It's not going to be pretty. It's just not. Look at this wire management, okay? I'm only able to do this because of a good high quality soldering station. Yes, I bought the cheapest to mid-range, soldering station. It was only $60, but it's working. It came with everything I need: resin, brass, a sponge, all the other stand. So it works. It works for me. And that's the point. The point is that it's actually good equipment. I'm also using this gun, mini heat gun, to heat shrink everything that I need to so it can make it look real pretty. I got this from Amazon also. It was pretty cheap, working great. I will leave a link to the description to everything I show you. I also got the multimeter, and this is a lifesaver. Oh my god. Go over here, select it to continuity, and that way I can go through and I was able to check continuity to everything, so I wasn't breaching wires, to each other and all that good stuff. So yeah, get you a multimeter, one that does everything, so you can do it. These are for checking voltage. I can't remember. Each one is for AC or DC, but yeah, that'll be another video one day. I've actually used up almost all of the wire. I had got this wire from Amazon also. I've actually used almost all of it up, or I did, for just this one little controller ports. Sorry, excuse me. But I found out that some of this stuff really sucks, and some of it's really good. Now, I got this rosin pin with a little kit. This rosin really sucks. Do not buy this. This is a rosin flux pin. Yeah, do not get this. This really sucks. It leaves an ugly residue. It's hard to clean off. And it's just not good. Overall, it's not good. This rosin right here, this was surprisingly really good. This is actually really good stuff. It does not leave a residue or nothing. It doesn't brown up. I can actually dip my wires directly into it and solder, and boom. Now the best one is, of course, the no Clean Flux. This is some no Clean Flux. It's very clean, very easy. Just like it says, it's a no Clean Flux. So yeah, highly recommend it. And then also this cheap little solder that came with it actually is really good solder. It's actually better than some of the other solder I got. But what else do I have? I believe that's it. So yeah, with just this, I am able to do this job. So let's continue on, and let me show you how I do this. I'm gonna set this camera up to where you'll be able to see over here very clearly. But I'm gonna first strip. I'm gonna strip this wire. Okay, so now it's stripped there just a little bit. I should have actually cut it back. And then I'm going to dip it in my rosin flux. Okay. And when you do that, go over here. Oh, the heck? Clean your tip. Wipe it. Load it up. And then just go and just slightly touch it. Do it like that. Now, what this does is, now doing this before you go to solder, it gets that all those wires collected together nice and neat. Okay, and it gives a good foundation to where to solder to. So let's move this camera over here so you can see me solder this in place. Alrighty, y'all. So what I did was I went and I actually cut off half of that tip so that it made it even shorter, okay, of what I had soldered, So now I'm going to come over here very gently, and I'm going to place it next to the point where I want. I'm going to get my no Clean Flux, put a good drop. Alright, and while I'm holding it, get my soldering iron, put some solder on it. Hold it very steady, and then go over it. And that's it. And that water's soldered on there nice and tight. It ain't gonna go nowhere. And if I want, I can check continuity, make sure that it didn't go anywhere else. So what we'll do is go over here, put our probe on the point that we soldered, check all the surrounding points. So yeah, nothing. It's good. And we can actually check our controller port wire way over here. If we want it, we could just stick a lead in here and then check the continuity to make sure that it's going all the way. And the easiest way to do that is with the tweezers. Get the tweezers, stick them around the electrode, stick it down this hole. Boom. You know you got continuity. Same thing over here. Stick it in the front of the controller port, and I have good connection, y'all. Nice. Okay, so that's how you go through it. You're gonna go through each and every wire. You'll just solder it just like that with a no clean flux. You use that, trust me. And then yeah, I'm gonna run each wire, and then I'll be able to tape them down and run them in which way I want it and make them look all pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish all this, and once I'm done with there, then I'm gonna focus next on extending the, oh, hold on. All right, sorry. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing after I solder all these wires and make sure that they're working by playing the game is right here with the power button. I need to extend this button to where I can put it to the front of the TV to where it'll actually turn off and on with the PlayStation button. So I'm trying to figure out how to extend this little ribbon, you know, from here to here with wire. So that'll be my next hurdle. But once I do that, that's pretty much it. After that, it's just go. You know, I should be done with the project. Now I already have the TV taken apart. I got that strewn around. Give me 1 second. So here's the TV disassembled. This is just the shell, and the reason why is because I got it marked. This is where I'm going to cut out for my controller port of controller 1, and this will be controller 2 port right here with the memory card. It'll fit just perfect. It really will. So I'm going to glue these on the inside of here. So I had to take it completely apart in order for it to work. But check it out. I already got the PlayStation symbol hooked up. And yes, it does turn. So that when you play it in tape mode, it'll be correct position. Alright, y'all. I'm going to leave you with this little beauty. So until next time, peace and much love from Joe's Retro World.